All right, we're coming at you with another tier list video. This time we're looking at the jungle, low elo again. So that's bronze, silver, and gold. We've created tier lists based on win rates, and we're looking at patch 25.S1.3 or 15.3. So just a little background information. Um, all of the data that was used in determining the tier lists are from op.gg. Again, we looked at patch 15.3 or 25.S1.3, looked at global win rates. So not just NA, but essentially all the regions, looking at a huge amount of games. 11.9 million bronze games, 12.3 million silver games, 11.6 million gold games, sorted all the jungle champions by win rate, and that's how we made the tier list. In terms of reasons this could be valuable, it's mainly to give kind of a different perspective. I think a lot of the tier lists made by pros or coaches focus on higher ELOs and look at theoretically what should be overpowered based on champion kit and nerfs or buffs to items and the champions themselves. This looks at the actual data. So, I think there's some insight that we can get from it. So let's take a look at the tier list itself. And here we go. So we've got a lot of S tier champions, so champions that have over 52% win rate. So that's great. A good, healthy pool to pick from. Again, even the 52 to 51.5 is very viable. Nunu and Fiddlesticks, B tier, but I will note that both of those champions, as you move from bronze to gold, see a higher win rate in gold. So I'm assuming that actually might climb to even higher elos. So there is likely a skill issue in the lower elos, but once you learn how to play them well, you'll see the win rates grow higher. Same thing goes for Udyr, who right now, as you can see, sits in the C tier. But again, as you get closer to gold, his win rate is actually more in that like 52 to 51.5, so A tier range, climbing up. Some overall trends I think that are worth focusing on are that really the champions that have really high win rates have easy kits. They're generally pretty tanky, and some of the high skill early game focused champs do not have high win rates. So champions like Elise, Nidalee, Rengar, obviously mechanically heavy, but also early game champions tend to struggle in these lower elos. So again, as I always say, if you're willing to put in the time and potentially lose a good amount of games, go for it. But if you're looking to climb quickly and, using meta champions that are kind of easy, have easy kits, take a look at this list and probably pick anyone from S, A, B, potentially even C. I'd say below that, expect to lose more games than you win, as the win rates would suggest. Some surprises for me are that Sejuani, probably Poppy, Graves are as low as they are, but it is what the data shows. Things to note again are, champs you would see in pro play are pretty low on this win rate, and that's likely just because those champions require a high level of mastery to actually work effectively in a host of different situations that you would encounter, and pros know how to deal with it, and your average bronze, silver, gold player likely doesn't. All right, let's move over to the champions that you should strongly consider. So Yorick's win rate is absolutely ridiculous, 55.4%. Again, this meta has a lot to do with objectives and being able to jungle quickly, and that's definitely one of Yorick's strengths. Not necessarily, the greatest ganker or anything like that. It's really just about farming up, objective control, and then if a jungler should invade or you face them, you can definitely bully them and potentially get some kills. Other champions here are Mordekaiser, Amumu, Diana, and Warwick. These champions have just been dominant in these lower tiers, so definitely consider using them. Diana in particular has been really great. I think there's a somewhat hybrid tank Diana build that really is hard to deal with because she's able to output a ridiculous amount of damage quickly, but still has a sustain to get out, stay alive, and then potentially go through another rotation of her spells and kill even more members. Mordekaiser's always great because you can just isolate out a really fed member on the opposing team, and that allows your team to win the team fight. And then should you be able to kill that member, great. If not, you come out of the ult and then your team focuses that person and kills them eventually. Amumu, the ridiculous ult, game-changing ult that, you can even be behind in the game, not a problem. If you hit that ult, your teammates typically know it's go time, and they will focus as needed and get kills. Warwick, again, lifesteal is really hard to deal with in these low elos, mainly because people won't itemize against it, and you're able to catch kills especially when you're low on health, below 25%, something like that, and quickly out-sustain your opponent and just kill them. So let's shift our focus to champions to truly avoid, unless you're willing to really put in the time. Nidalee, Elise, Rengar, Gragas, and surprisingly, Skarner. So Skarner's been in pro play kind of a ban or immediate pick. Unfortunately, that does not translate into lower elo games. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you're not really the damage source. So you're a great initiator, you're great at getting picks, but you do need a teammate to help kill that enemy, and you might not necessarily have that coordination in lower elos. Elise, Rengar, Gragas, and Nidalee are all mechanically heavy champions, really hard to master. So if you're willing to put in the time, go for it. But if you're looking to win games consistently and quickly, then consider other champions. So that pretty much sums it up. I know the new patch is out. Once we're able to get some data from win rates, games need to be played, we'll be able to compile some more lists for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and happy climbing. Thanks.